is going to be a bit of a different video and sort of like a New Year's resolutions type video, but it's things I want to achieve within 2018. I saw Lucy from Lucy Moon do a thing she wants to achieve by the time she's 30, which is another video I plan on doing, but I thought I'd bring it sort of a bit closer to home and focus more so on the next year coming up. So these are the things that I want to achieve in the next year. They're sort of like personal and work related and like house related, that sort of thing. And there's probably others that I'm gonna remember after I finish recording this video, but I've made a list, so let's get started. So these are sort of in no particular order, it's just how I've written them on my phone. But the first one is to surpass 700 subscribers on YouTube. At the moment I think I'm at like 660, so I only need 40 more to make that happen. And I feel like my channel's been growing pretty slow but steady over the past year or so. I definitely want to focus on the content that I want to do in 2018. I definitely want to do more anxiety videos and just things that I'm really proud to put up, rather than sort of what's current and what is sort of like everyone's doing at the time, that sort of thing. I want to do sort of more life-based videos and different elaborations on that. I'm not quite sure yet, but definitely more sort of mental health stuff and that sort of thing. So like I said, I want to pass 700 subscribers, which I think is doable, and if I get more than that then I'll be really chuffed. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing YouTube for a long time now. If you've not been with me since the beginning, I did do YouTube back when I was in like year 7, year 8 of school, so I was like 12 at the time, and that was when YouTube was really starting. You had all the big gurus like All That Glitters and Blair Fowler, Ellen Blair. You had like Zoella just starting up, that sort of thing, and because of I wouldn't say they were bullies, but just from like remarks people made when they found out I did a YouTube channel, I stopped doing it for years. And that's something I really regret doing, because I feel like I could have really progressed in that time when things were more so just starting out. Obviously my taste in things and what I make the subject of my videos has changed. Back then it was a lot of like makeup, fashion and like hauls, that sort of thing, and it's definitely not so much makeup now. Obviously I love reading, I love knitting, I love just doing homey lifestyle videos and doing more vlogs, things like that. So yeah, another thing sort of based off YouTube, I want to just get better at vlogging. Like obviously I've just edited all our like Vegas and Florida vlogs, or I'm still sort of in the process of it, and I'm a really crap vlogger. Like I'm still at that stage where I feel embarrassed to just whip out my camera and like what people will think of me in the street, so I tend to like vlog and not talk to the camera. And for me, when I'm re-editing it and like watching it back, that's really frustrating to watch. So I just want to try and get more confident at filming in public and doing better vlogs, because while I'm in the four walls of my home I feel like I'm pretty confident at it, and like around Darren, and I'm getting better around my parents, but it's still like that sort of, it's still slightly taboo to like whip out a camera on the street, especially if you're not in like London or LA or New York, like the typical cities. So yeah. The next thing I want to do in 2018 is finish my book. I've been writing this book for the past year and a half, I want to say, and that is just because I don't have a lot of time to sit down and write, and I've not dedicated the time to sit down and write. And that's something I really want to focus on, because it's such a passion of mine to bring out a book. I know a lot of YouTubers bring out books and whatnot, but this has always been something that I've wanted to do. More specifically, it's a children's book. It's just really something that I want to do. I've got what I feel is a really great idea. It's very personal to me, and I really just want to get it out there. So I want to continue to write and finish that, preferably in the first sort of half of the year. I feel if I really sat down I could get it done. I just need to designate that time, which is hard to do, but this filming room is becoming more sort of officey and crafty now, so I feel like if I've got a place to do it, I'm going to get less distracted and actually sit down and just finish writing it. The next thing is to grow my Etsy store. I will do a video, I don't know if it will already be up or not, sort of launching my Etsy store properly, like properly on YouTube, because I talk about it on social media. I've mentioned it here in the videos, but I've not actually shown you why can't I say that word today? Properly what I've been making. I always link my shop down below, but I've not really done a proper video on it, so that's something that I want to share with you guys. But I do want to grow my shop. I want to attend a craft fair at some point to showcase my work, because I feel that's really important. They've recently had like a local Etsy craft fair. I did apply for that, but I think it was just wrong timing for me. It was too close to Christmas and I just wasn't prepared enough in myself for it. But that has like given me the fire to want to get my work out there and just really develop it and focus on what my niche within my knitting is going to be, and I think I may have found it. So hopefully that will grow over the next year and I can get a few more sales under my belt. The next one is to read 50 books. Now this year and for the last couple of years I have set myself a Goodreads challenge of how many books I want to read. This year it was 40 books and I've surpassed that by reading 44. Most of my reading is done usually when I'm on holiday. I'll read about 6 or 7 books, and I'm going to be ambitious next year and I want to read 50 books. So hopefully that is achievable with all the rest of the stuff that I'm setting myself for. Yeah, but that is something that I really want to do. I just really want to get back into reading again and being really excited about the books that I'm reading, because I feel for a long time I haven't really been reading books that have really like stuck with me. The next 3 things are sort of like home and personal stuff. The first one is to get toned for Mexico. Now I've worded it toned because losing weight is always a very controversial thing and I'm not going to get into that, but obviously I was on my wedding dress diet and I did really well on that to get into my dress, and I feel like I need that thing to work for. So obviously in May we're going to Mexico and I want to get my body looking nice again. Definitely after the wedding it looked more toned and just slimlined, I want to say, and you know, we're leading up to Christmas, food's sort of gone out the window. I'm like just eating whatever I want and I want to get back into the new year, into eating healthily, possibly rejoining the gym, dare I say. We've not been for months, but yeah, I know that's a target of Darren for the New Year's, to get back into losing weight. And for me it is about sort of being more toned and trying to stay in my trousers because at the moment they're feeling a little snug. So the next thing I want to do in 2018 is dye my hair. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of years now, and obviously I didn't want to do anything before the wedding. I really want to like dip dye my hair or just like dye it, like for ages I want to like dip dye the ends like a pastel-y colour, but realistically I need a point in time where I can afford to maintain it and or have something that like will wash out after time, because I have very low maintenance hair at the moment and I literally haven't been to a hairdresser since the end of August. So yeah, and this is like dyed but it's like ombreing out quite nicely. So that's something that I want to do and like experiment with, because I feel like I'm still young enough that I can do it. I mean, I'm 21 and it's something that I've been wanting to do for ages. Obviously I need to clear it through with work, but I think they're pretty okay with it, especially if it's like a washout thing. So yeah, it's just something that I really want to try and maybe do it for the summer, so we shall see. The final thing I want to do is like home related. and it is generally just to like bring our house together more. Like, we've been in our house now since March. Our spare room still looks a tip. We still need furniture in there. I'm fine with that. Darren, not so fine with that. He feels like everything should be in place by now. I mean, how long have we been in here? Yeah, we have been here about 9 months. So you would think most of it is put together, but I feel like people like live out of boxes and stuff for ages, and like people like take years to finish furnishing their homes. So I do want to sort of get that spare room looking a bit better and improve my craft room a bit. This has sort of become my room, much to Darren's horror. It's like where I plan on doing like all my Etsy stuff and like all my filming and stuff, and it's like my cozy little space. Darren did have a TV in here with his Xbox, but then he hooked up his Xbox to the TV downstairs, so I was like, you've lost that, mate. It's becoming my room. He can come in here whenever he wants. Don't know what you'd want to do in it, but yeah. And the other thing that I want to do is like landscape the front bit of our house. Like, we have a tiny little like wood chipped area that they obviously put in when they did the houses with like little plants and stuff, and it just looks a bit crap. One of our neighbours has done it really nicely with like stones and things. I'm thinking maybe put up a little fence, put a chair out there. Like, I don't know, but the wood chip, I want something obviously low maintenance because we're at work all the time, but I want something that's just gonna look nice. So yeah, we shall see. And I think that's all I had written down for what I want to achieve in the next year. Definitely a lot of like, to me they're work things, but they're like Etsy, YouTube, that sort of work things rather than my actual day-to-day work. So yeah, that is my video. Let me know what you plan on making as like your resolutions for next year. This is sort of a resolution video, but I'm not saying it that because I feel like then I won't stick to any of it, and if I don't do any of these by the end of the year, I'll be like, I didn't stick to my resolutions. So I'm just calling it what I want to achieve in the next year. And yeah, I hope you have a very festive holiday period, because this is probably when this video is going out, more towards the end of the year. And I hope you have a very happy new year, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.